Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Wednesday, December 13th, 2023 by Gaia Blooming. I'm Mimi and our energy mantra for today is I expand my energy in the direction of gratitude. And that's just reminding us that what we focus on is where we expand our energy into. And we always have a choice which direction of things we want to extend and expand our energy into. So I hope you are choosing gratitude. That being said, here we are officially in Mercury Retrograde. As the recording of this, we have not yet hit the retrograde moment. We have hit our new moon. Beautiful energy, beautiful new moon energy. We've been in the 12-12 energy, but here we are on the precipice of this Mercury Retrograde. And speaking of expanding energy, you get to choose how you are going to face this. Now, Mercury Retrograde, how I see Mercury, as a Gemini rising, as somebody with strong mercurial energy, it is very mischievous. But there is purpose behind the mischievousness. Sometimes the mischievousness, I'm tripping on the words, sometimes it's just about us laughing at ourselves and not taking things so serious. Why so serious, right? Sometimes it can be that. Sometimes there's a lesson there. What I think a lot of times, though, is things that come up during a Mercury retrograde. It's not to harm you. It's not to hurt you. I don't believe the Astro is ever about that. The Astro is never about harming you or hurting you. It's to release you. It's to help you level up. It's to review what you missed. I mean, the review is one of the biggest pieces. In a retrograde process, the planet reviews these degrees that it's gone over one time. In a retrograde, like the whole process, the planet passes over these degrees 3 times. And so it's like, hey, did you get it? But did you get this lesson? And the thing is we as humans need that review. Like, we don't usually get the lesson with the first knock on the head. It's usually after several knocks on the head that we're finally like, oh, I shouldn't walk under the tree because the squirrels are throwing nuts at me. So Mercury retrograde is helping us realize that the squirrels are throwing nuts at us. There's the analogy. So here we are in Mercury retrograde. Mercury in Capricorn. Now, where it is in your chart can tell you, hey, thank you, computer, can tell you, hey, this is where you need the review. There are 2 ways of looking at this. And for some reason, one of these ways confuses people always, but I'm going to tell you anyway. One is looking from your ascendant. So looking to where Capricorn is from your ascendant. So for me, as a Gemini rising, Capricorn energy is my 8th house. So I gotta work on empowering myself during this. But if I look for my sun sign, Sagittarius, it is 2nd house. We want to always look from our sun sign and from our ascendant, our rising sign. And so I have 8th house, 2nd house lessons coming in. Now, this retrograde is a little bit more complicated because it's retrograding back into Sagittarius, which will give you another set of lessons. I think this bridge is so important, this Capricorn Sagittarius bridge. When we have planets going back and forth in between them, there's a reason. And I think this reason is helping us set the stage for 2024. This retrograde will end on January 1st. How amazing is that? So we end this retrograde on January 1st, having reviewed our vision. That's the Sagittarius piece, where we want to take aim, the inspiration, the creativity, the fiery drive within ourselves to push forward. And then Capricorn, the practical decision making, the practical steps that take us to the physical manifestation of the vision. So right now we're starting with the retrograde in Capricorn, which is like, hey, maybe you haven't been taking those right physical steps. Maybe your physical steps are more in alignment with the world, some of the shouldinesss, that kind of thing. And we got to review these steps that we're taking. We got to review and be reminded of our soul selves so we can take purposeful forward momentum. So we're reviewing this and we're releasing all these rewords. We're releasing maybe even some physical energies that we have been taking on the ride with us lately that do not align with where we want to go. So from now until, I think it's the 22nd. I think it's December 22nd. Hold on. Let's see. Holding. Yes. On Friday the 22nd, Mercury retrogrades back into Sagittarius. So from the next 10 days, good math skills, Nini, we are reviewing in Capricorn. And then we go back into Sagittarius and we get to shift the vision. This is going to be an important process. So for now, check your steps. Check your physical energy. See what needs to be released. See what wants to let go at this time. See what in your life is breaking, falling apart, and see where you can release those things. Because if they are, chances are you're due for an upgrade and releasing it so you can move forward with less baggage. Now, today, on top of this energy, going back to my little calendar, we have the moon moving into Capricorn. The moon will be moving into Capricorn at 7:30 a.m. and making several connections through the day, including one to Mercury. I always say it's interesting what the last connection and what the first connection is that Mercury makes in and through its retrograde process. So its first connection is with the moon. So there may be some emotional energies that are coming up to be released that are affecting our physical selves and how we are taking action in this moment. And I have to just say, it's funny. I just got a text from somebody who said, I haven't set my intentions yet, is waiting till tomorrow, still count. Absolutely. When we have, take it as it comes, right? Show up in the moment. When we have a new moon, yes, the heart of it is so potent because it is when the sun and the moon are in complete alignment. But we're really in this energy for the next little bit. So it works. Do what works for you. Find your own energy alignment. Energy is not a concrete thing. It is movement and malleable, and it works in different ways for all of us. Anyway, so Moon and Mercury connecting, very potent, but watch for any emotional blockages that are coming up in this to be shifted. The moon is also connecting to Saturn and to Jupiter. That connection to Saturn there's two ways it could show up. It could show up in some of the shouldiness, where you're shooting on yourself, others are shooting on you, you're in that shitty energy. It's never a fun thing, right? So watch for that. But also, you may find yourself being inspired by purpose. So watch for where that inspiration is coming from. Saturn ultimately wants you to be fulfilled in living your mission and living your purpose. A lot of times what derails us is the shittiness of the world, and we just have to be aware of that so that we can connect to our own vibration, our own vibrant energy. I love that Jupiter connection, Moon and Jupiter, feels more like that connection. Jupiter's like, what tunes you in, taps you in, turns you on. That's like an Abraham thing, being tuned in, tapped in, turned on. Feel that, follow that, trust that. It's bringing you somewhere. That being said, this is earth energy, and compared to the fire energy, it can feel a little heavy. So just watch if you're feeling any of that heaviness. And chances are, if you're feeling some of the heaviness, you have taken on too many of the shoulds. Let's look at these cards. Oh yeah, we're definitely carrying some heavy emotions, some heavy shouldiness that is stopping our flow. We have going with the flow and intensity. And the intensity feels very much like the Sagittarius energy, and the going with the flow is almost like that Saturn and Pisces. So we've got some attention to the past that we're still holding on to. Hopefully this Mercury retrograde can help us release. We need to pay attention to our consciousness, but we had this card in reverse. So there is some unconscious energy that's stopping this flow. But I think sometimes when we get quiet, it can allow some of that unconscious, subconscious energy to rise to the top. Be receptive to your feels, be receptive to the energy, because it's going to help you roll through it all. So I'm going to leave that there for today. Remember, leave a comment so I can put you into the, I don't know what it's called, drawing. We'll call it a drawing, to receive a year ahead reading. Gift certificates, year ahead readings, regular readings, all available. Email me. And besides all that, the better it gets, the better it gets. There's more than enough love in the world for you. You have the power, and remember who you are. Namaste.